I gotta say, like, watching Michael Chang back then, like, his match against Ivan Lendl in the quarterfinals of the 1989 French Open, that is one of the greatest professional tennis matches of all time. People still cite that as like their Ricky Steamboat versus Randy Macho Man Savage. Like that is the one that got them into the sport, because like this guy, 17-year-old skinny Asian kid,
unseated.
Against this like ripped, sinewy, like Eastern European like tennis god, who is just like unstoppable. He was like an Ivan Drago of the court, like no emotion, just a machine tearing through everyone. But this kid, like, he gets beaten. He's like Rocky. He's against the ropes, down, like beaten down. He is like 1 point away. He's at match point, time and again. His legs are cramping up. He is like struggling. He's all over the court. But then he starts using these psychological tactics against him. He is like, he's lobbing the hits back at the guy to like throw him off, because the guy's ready to rush the net. He's ready to just put him out of commission. And then something that no one will ever forget who watched that match, he actually did an underhand serve at a very crucial point in the match. And you know that the underhand serve is just never done. And this totally threw this guy off.
Because it's like the wimpiest possible way to serve.
Right.
It's basically just handing it to the guy on a platter.
Yeah, you're not meant to survive that point that you serve. But anyway, he came out on top. It was a triumph. Then he went on to win against Stefan Edberg. Awesome. You know what? It's 1989. I'm 11 years old. I see that match, and that's the match that inspires me to play tennis. I saw that and I thought, oh my God, I can do this. Anything is possible. I can do anything. Then I picked up the racket and found out that I sucked. But it was good while it lasted. All right. Okay, so up next we got Comcast is pulling the plug on AZN TV. Now, Comcast, which is the nation's largest cable operator, has announced that it's pulling the plug on AZN TV, its Asian American Interest channel. Comcast is based in Philadelphia, and it says that the channel will go off the air after April 9th. But AZN's popular, maybe we should put that in quotes, Asian Excellence Awards show will move to the E! Entertainment Network, also owned by Comcast. About 15 people work at AZN's offices in the Denver area, and let me see, Comcast said in a statement, quote, "This difficult decision was made after considerable review of the network's financial situation," unquote. Comcast said it had difficulty attracting advertisers for the channel, and that its reach was also a lower than expected 13.9 million viewers and wasn't growing. AZN targeted the affluent, multi-generational Asian American community, as well as the broader audience interested in all things Asian. This report is brought to us by the Associated Press.
Albert, did you or John, did you guys ever actually watch this station?
I actually watched a couple of times Asian channel.
Okay.
I find the news to be pretty sad because we always complain that there's not enough Asian people in American media.
Right.
And this was one concrete way for Asian people to break into the
Yeah,
media.
it was dedicated to Asian American interests.
And I read a study that's saying that a lot of Asian Americans, when you look at the media, they like white people. You watch what white people watch.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I noticed that when in the New York City area, you have the Korean channel and the Chinese channel. Like my parents watch the Korean channel, which is like a cable 531, something like that.
Right.
And I flipped on to Asian channel and say, hey Dad, there's Korean programs here. Check it out sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So support. But having this being plugged, right, pulling the plug on the Asian channel actually is a big blow to us. I look at it as a big blow to us.
Right, but do you see it as more like a symbolic blow? Because not enough people were watching this thing and it didn't get enough revenue.
I think so, because then the people with money won't invest in Asian anything then.
Right, I mean, this is kind of sad. Like, it's kind of like when MTV pulled a plug on those 3 Asian interest channels. There was MTV Chi, MTV K, MTV Desi. So,
John, what would you think, if you could just like guess, what you think was like the most important, crucial thing that caused the downfall of this station? I mean, I don't know, I never watched it. I don't really know what was going on.
It comes down to like Asian Americans not being aware.
yeah, you know what, I think...
we don't support each other.
Right, I think like they made a good point. Like, the Asian American demographic is very affluent, but they're just apathetic. They're not willing to put forth their dollars. Like, if it were purely in terms of dollars, we'd have, that would be a solid market, but just people,
I
they,
agree with that.
they,
yeah.
they don't wanna support the stuff that's geared toward them.
But on the flip side of that, wouldn't you say that people would just be throwing their dollars at something if the content was really, really friggin' good?
Maybe so.
I mean, maybe that says something about the content, just to play devil's advocate for a second, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe
Yeah.
it
This
actually.
is a start though. This is a start though of
Mhm.
having a media, and then we could develop better content. But pulling this, it'd be very difficult for us to develop better content.
Absolutely.
Right, but you know, I mean, speaking of that, William, I mean, something I'm gonna talk about later, this movie I just watched this weekend, The Air I Breathe, by a Korean-American director, Ji-ho Lee. I think that speaks very much to what you're saying right now.
Right.
Just plain good content, Asian American or not. But yes, John, I mean, absolutely valid point too.
All right, we're going to take a quick music break, and when we come back, our political ticker segment with special correspondent Jen Fang. This is the Fallout Central podcast. Check us out every week at www.falloutcentral.com or directly in the iTunes Music Store. Just type in Fallout Central in the search window. We'll be right back.